good morning on this beautiful crisp fall morning here in McKinney, Texas. If you've just found me, I am Connie Melton, an independent Stepping Up demonstrator, and I have been working with the Thank You Kindly kit this week. If you've missed it, go back and check Mondays and Wednesdays. And I am going to turn the camera around and show you some alternatives I've made with this kit. They're very cute, and tell you how you can get the tutorial for them for free. And if you'll remember, when we first opened this package, this was what we saw. And these are the pieces I have left after making 6 additional. So I've still got 2 more of the cards, these beautiful cards. They have kind of a sheen to them. I've got enough for 1 more of the roses. And if you'll note, you can like pop up these individual pieces of the rose and even put some dimensionals under there. I've got, I think 3 each of these linen look large and small circles that I did not use. I've got another couple of the linen look panels, and then another half of a card because I only used half of a card on the front. Still got, of course, I have not done anything with these 8 beautiful gold foil stamped or letter pressed, actually, envelopes, and I also have another leaf. So I've still got plenty of stuff to make more cards. Now, the reason I have those left is, remember, we had 2 to begin with, and I did this one on the Monday and this one on the Wednesday, and this one was done, or is it the other way around? No, it's right. Anyway, one was done very quickly, but it was very simple and easy. Now, the ones that I've done to show you alternatives, I will tell you, are not easy necessarily, but they're still simple cards. I think only one is kind of a fun fold. So this one, I just took 3 different colors. It reminded me of my mother-in-law. She used to grow these Tropicana roses that were absolutely gorgeous, and they had colors of yellow and orange and pink in them. So I used a bit of lemon lolly on a sponge and also a little bit of pumpkin pie and some flirty flamingo. And then I used a little bit of garden green here on the sponge as well. And then just put those down, added a little bit of gold here, and one of the thank you tags. There's no stamping involved in any of these because this kit is a no stamping project. Excuse me. Then I used our party banners and used the damask folder and ran that through, and then I used the next smaller size down with a piece of white and just added the gold, and I think it really brought out the gold in that leaf. Very sweet, simple, hardly took any time. This one I used a 4x4, and I believe it was the second smallest of the perennial postage dies, and just a little piece of the, I think, floral charm. And this is the back side of this. Just put those on there, kind of like a quilt kind of inspiration. And didn't do anything to that card, but it has such a lovely texture and a little bit of a sheen to it. And just added the thank you. This one, I used just the card that it came with. My bracelet's making noise, sorry. And used our textured dies. Excuse me. This, I believe, was the largest one. Did that in Mossy Meadow, and a little bit of gold to bring that gold out, and the brushed brass butterflies. But the brass still goes with the gold very well, I think. What do you think? You can let me know in the notes. This one, I used the template from where I punched out the leaf and just scooted around in different spots. I used cherry cobbler, and I used a little bit of pumpkin pie and a little bit of pecan pie. Then, oops, sorry about that. Added some of the new ribbon and had this piece in my scrap that was already embossed with the cane, and just cut it to match the thank you. And these are from the old, it wasn't sprig. Hold on, let me get you the right name for it. Bow die. This is an old retired one. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you how you can get this old retired pieces to make these same cards. And these are some of our newer embellishments. And this is the one I really liked. This is a gatefold, but I added belly band to it. And it's that same pack of paper. And this is pre-peacock. So these are cut 5.5 by 8.5, then scored at 2 1/8 on each side, and just glued these down. These are all cut at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And the back side of that was pretty peacock. And then I just added a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white in there. Then I took a piece that was left of that and made it go around. And it is glued in the front, and then on top of that is this largest of the Spotlight on Nature dies in gold to bring out this gold, and then the thank you. So if you are interested in the tutorial for these and the pieces and parts, I will have that information for you down in the notes on this. And as I said, some are, we can't stamp for you in Stampin' Up. That's against our rules. But we can cut pieces and parts for you. And thankfully, this set doesn't have any stamping that has to be done. So I can cut the pieces and parts and send to you. And there would also be another one that is a surprise that I'm not going to show here. If you order that tutorial or order the pieces and parts, it will come with it. But I am looking around in my craft room again today and wanting to give you a heads up on just a little tip. This one, when I was using some of the dies, this is something that I added to my craft room not long ago, and it costs less than $2. This is just a cheap 5x7 frame. You can pick those up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's $1.25 tree now, I guess. And then just a piece of magnetic, what would be the right word? Just a magnetic sheet. And you can either get those like at, I've seen people use the event covers from Lowe's and Home Depot. I actually buy these 50 at a time because I move my dies that we get over to a magnetic sheet. But this can now stand up on my table, and when I have a die, rather than lose it, which I used to do all the time, I just pitch that die over to here, and then I can get it back to where it goes at the end of my time of crafting. So there's my little tip for today. Remember, if you enjoyed this, and if you are interested in getting these tutorials, just let me know in a message, or you can send it to my email address that I'll have down at the bottom. Thank you for joining me for this week, and I already have the set for next week. It just came in yesterday, and I'm so excited to share that with you. So check in with me Monday and see what we're going to be doing. And thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.